Vlog day 695. Doesn't help that there's a guy pressure washing back here.
Good morning. It's Monday, but I'm gonna treat it like it's a French Friday because I'm gonna be gone for the next couple of Fridays. And I figure we're probably get on top of something. So we're gonna make today a fairly international version. This is how to find Space Invaders using Paris. But you can find Space Invaders in a lot of cities. I'll put a link below to give you an idea of just how many cities you can actually find Space Invaders in. And of course, Flash Invaders is the app that I use, which I'll also link below. The official app by the street artist Invader himself. So a little bit of history. Invader is an actual artist. He went to the Fine Arts Academy here in Paris. His family thinks he's in the industrial tile industry, but in reality, he's a full-time street artist making tile mosaics of old school video games, inspired by Space Invader, and then moving on into all kinds of other stuff. Today, I'm going to be going on a walking tour with Oliver G of the Earful Tower podcast. The two of us are just going to walk around, talk, show them some Space Invaders, but I'm going to be making a video specifically on how to find them anywhere in the city and potentially anywhere in the world. So with no further ado, let's get out of here and go buy some coffee before we wander around for a while, because I definitely need some coffee.
Hi, my name is Jay Swanson, and I'm currently sitting on Oliver G's Vespa, which is a dream of mine. I've always wanted to sit on this thing. I never thought he'd let me, to be honest. The hunt for Space Invaders begins with Oliver G. Oh gosh, losing my tripod. My tripod's not as fancy as your gimbal.
We've started our Space Invader hunt, but we haven't actually found any yet. I'll give you some clues when we get to the first one. Currently, we're just investigating. We're just having fun, filming and talking. Filmception.
We need to zoom.
Yeah, here's our first Space Invader of the trip today. There are two things that you can learn from this Space Invader. The first is where you should look. They're almost always at the base level of the first story in European telling or the second story in American. The reason that I advocate then, this is like my entire argument for why you should get the app, is because if you're walking along and you don't know that this is a real Space Invader, you can flash it with the app and it will tell you if it's real or not. I never thought this one was real until I got the app and I flashed it, and then it was like, yep, it's real, and I got points for it, and it kind of blew my mind a little bit. It looks kind of like penguins getting shot out of cannons to me.
I zoomed.
You finally zoomed. Success. So I definitely think you should get the app just so you know for sure, oh yeah, this is legit. Starting point, definitely get the app. You know, real fun. Oliver doesn't think you should get the app though. Why don't you think you should get the app?
Addictive. If you've got an addictive personality, that's over. It's all over.
It's like Pokemon Go, but with real things. One thing to be aware of as well is fake Space Invaders. There are straight up spoofs, and then there's this guy. This guy makes just little aliens like this everywhere you go.
So this is a fake. I wouldn't put it as a real Invader.
No, it's not real. It's definitely fake. Now, if you don't have the app, you wouldn't know for sure, but it's also a style thing. This guy does these all over the place. You'll see their heads around the city. He usually uses two mirrors somewhere in it. And they're okay, but they're not nearly as creative. Over here, you have a real Space Invader on the other side of Oliver. The Cheshire Cat.
A Cheshire.
And you can see once again, it's at basically street sign level. So this guy's taking the same MO and just kind of mimicking it, but he's not very creative as far as I've seen. So I don't like them nearly as much. That's just me. So the second thing is to know that there are fake Space Invaders around, which is another reason why you want to have the app. But also don't get too excited when you see one of these gray aliens, because they're not the real thing. Lost you for a second.
I got you though.
Ah. This is a very old school Space Invader in his early style before he started playing video games.
You're being silly, Jay.
What are you talking about?
Can you jump in front and say
Absolutely
something
not. Here we go. So this is a squiddy up here.
Squiddy?
I call them squiddies. They're basically like these little, I'm not sure if they're supposed to be ghosts or squids or octopi or whatever, but there are two different base forms of them, and then they fill them with other characters. Like there's Mona Lisas, you'll see a one-eyed Mickey Mouse up here, that was a Zoidberg. You see them all over the place. I think they're kind of fun. They're not nearly as cool as Space Invaders in my opinion, but they are made out of like a wood composite that deteriorates over time, so they're temporary. So if you find one, enjoy it while you've got it. There's a Space Invader right there too. That's one of the ones we're going after.
Yep.
So the only way you know that something like this is fake is if you scan it with the app, and then you know, oh, that cat is adorable, and yet not real. That's a fake that I actually like, as opposed to the other ones we saw, the guy that just makes little aliens. It's like too on the nose. Not my favorite. If you're watching right now, the guy who makes that, sorry, but I'm just not as big of a fan. So before, and there's another Space Invader right here. See that guy? That's the one I told you we'd go see, the Flower Power. Should be obvious by now, but he does lots of video game inspired stuff. There's a lot of Mario stuff here. So we've got that guy, the Flower Power. We're gonna go see Mario and Yoshi working together over here, then we'll go back up this way and see a giant Mario shortly after that. Okay, here's another one for you. Mario and Yoshi carrying an invader. It's very meta.
What are you guys gonna
Very clever.
Look at that.
There you go. This is a little one that would be really easy to miss, and it's an old one. This is an old school one. You can see how aged the tiles are. Like, look at how old those are. And they've got some nice orange glass tiles. We have a FedEx truck trying to get by us here, revving his engine. And you've got another, this is an interesting one. I haven't seen this guy before. I don't know what this is. Are they spray cans? What kind of cans are they? So what it says is when love enters through the door, poverty flees through the window.
I don't almost did the same thing.
Don't think that's true, but you know, it's a really nice sentiment. Not to be cynical or anything, but there you go.
We've been going for 35 minutes, so we need to wind it up.
We do need to wind it up, but let's end. We got two more. There's one right up there.
I just got a 10% battery left.
Okay, we're gonna burn through the last of your battery. Because I think we might have. I want to find that giant Mario, but there's also Bubble Bobble. I'm pretty sure dragging up here.
Is that a real one?
Yeah, it is a real one. Well, you would know if you scanned it. Oh.
And yeah, the Pale Shades. If you're watching live, in a couple hours you're gonna hear the Pale Shades episode that comes out. As you know, a new episode every Monday. This is a good one.
Here's Z-Day. Z-Day is another but there you go. There's your Leave Us Alone. I don't know what that bonus points to anybody who knows what that character is.
There you go. Leave us alone. It's almost some kind of metaphor for Invader telling us to, leave him alone. Maybe we've been doing the wrong thing by paying attention to him. I'm not sure. The Squiddy references, I think, are to specific other artists, but the ones with the skulls, the hat usually is referenced to somebody else. Not 100% sure what they're referencing all the time. And then this is new, that I haven't seen these lately, but the eyes looking out of the walls, those are different. Now, Oliver just finished his live stream, so we're only going to go see another couple things, but Oliver, why should people show up and listen to the Earful Tower podcast? Because I'm a struggling artist.
Okay, we're going to work on this one. That giant Mario is worth 50 points. So if you want to come get him, and it was covered in scaffolding until just like this week apparently. So snag that.
Listen, if you like podcasts and you like Paris, you got to listen to the Earful Tower. The Earful Tower, it's below, right? The Earful Tower. You have a good time, I promise. Money back guarantee. It's a free podcast.
We had a fun time. Make sure to check out the Earful Tower podcast. I'm going to link to it below. And of course, that live stream will be on its Facebook page, which I can also link to below. Now, one of the things that somebody asked that I didn't get to on my vlog was how they actually do this. You'll notice that there are individual tiles that he glues up there. The bigger ones get put up kind of piece by piece. Those little ones will get put up in their entirety. So it just kind of depends. Another link that I'll put below is for the Exit Through the Gift Shop, a fantastic documentary about street art, and it features Space Invader as well as Banksy. You can kind of get an idea for what they do, but basically they come like 2 or 3 in the morning, often dressed in like official worker gear, put up a ladder, put them up, or sometimes just have a pole and kind of have it arranged on the end of the pole and stick it up. But they're really creative in how they get them up there. There are individual tiles and each one is actually glued on, so if you try to take it off, you destroy the art. Unfortunately, there are some people that were going around stealing them last year. I think about 15 of them got stolen from around the city. A couple of my favorites actually got stolen, which is really tragic because they do go for tens of thousands of euros. But he does mark where every single one of them is. He used to do old school maps, which you can still download for a lot of the cities around the world. And now, of course, you have the app, which tells you if they're real or not, and you can collect them on your own. But it doesn't tell you where they are. So you'll have to explore and find them on your own. You just want to make sure you go to relatively well-trafficked areas. And then often they are inside jokes about the neighborhoods or just generally kind of fun, cute, adorable, and outrageous. You just never know. You do want to make sure that you take a picture of them when you get the chance to. You want to scan them because they might not be there anymore. They're temporary. People take them down all the time. They get destroyed. There was one that got painted over that was on the bike tour route, which is really tragic because it was a really, really old one. So you just never know when they're going to vanish. So take advantage of them while you've got them. I have almost 200 of them now, and I'm way behind. I still have so many more to get if I want to get onto the leaderboard. Anyways, that's how you find Space Invaders. That's a little bit of history behind Space Invader. One of my favorite street artists, definitely my favorite French street artist. Love him to death. So do make sure to check him out. And then when you come to Paris, go Space Invader hunting. It's a great way to encourage you to keep your head up and to pay attention to things that are going on around you and see more of the city than you would without it. And of course, if you have kids, it's also a great way to keep them engaged throughout the whole time of your trip, looking for Space Invaders. With that, I'm gonna go back to regular vlog time. If you don't watch me normally, happy to have you here. So please just subscribe and we'll go back to a little bit of vlog action. And now. In vlog news, or actual vlogging, if we get back to this, I got a packet this morning. It should contain books. We'll check that out here in a minute, hopefully. If I see Richard, the plan is to let Richard do the opening. He's one of the Kickstarter backers. He's also a friend who's in publishing. So we'll open it together and see if we can't find any glaring errors. And if not, then I'm going to be spending a fair amount of time over my travels in the States ordering books for everybody, because I've got to order each and every book individually. It's going to take me a while. But assuming that's what is in the box, that we're one step closer to getting this whole thing on the road. So I'm headed home right now because I've got kind of three tasks I want to complete. One, I'll show you the book in a little bit more detail, but books are here, so I want to get finished organizing myself to start shipping those. Because like I said, I have to do every single one of those individually, which is going to be awful. Two is that I want to wipe my phone and my computer before I start traveling. Like do a factory reset on both if I can, which is dangerous because I could lose a lot of data, but would improve performance issues, hopefully, that I've been having with both. We'll see if I do that. I'm going to do some research, but I'm going to definitely dump everything ahead of my vlog before I get started, just in case things go wrong. We'll see how that goes. And we're back. Like I said, I'm going to show you the book really quickly, for those of you who are waiting on those from the Kickstarter. Also, should probably take off my rain jacket before I get too into this. Much better. Just splash myself in the face a little bit. Now, these are just the paperbacks. I was hoping that the hardbacks would be here today too, the hardcovers. Now, the books look pretty good. It looks very nice. See, there's the front of the book. Here's the spine. Here's the back. Nice color, good size. The matte finish feels as wonderful as it always does. And yeah, voila. There's your title page, copyright and dedication. I dedicated the book to my buddy Mark, who you met here and then on the ship as well. Good friend of mine. And then the map of the grid. Boom! It's all in here. Pretty exciting. I feel more hungry than excited right now because I haven't had lunch yet, but it is exciting. I'm glad to have it. I'm feeling more encouraged. Pat at the meetup talked to me a little bit about her impressions of having finished this. For those of you who just got the ebook, you've had the ebook available to you forever. Luke, I just saw Luke today. He didn't know that he could get the ebook. So if you ordered an ebook, you can download that right now. Just go straight to Kickstarter. You'll find the link in a backer-only update there. If you're waiting on the paperbacks or the hardcovers, I said I would get these to you by September. I'm hoping to have them all to you by July. So it's like 2 months early. This is the goal. But now I have to sit down and individually order each and every one of these and send them out. So it's a little preview for you of the book. They look good. They feel good. There's me on the back. You can see I'm all like authory, black and white. Looks pretty good for this. All solid. I'm feeling good about it at least. So thanks to everybody who made this possible. Thank you to my Kickstarter backers, all of you for chipping in to make this happen. It's really, really exciting. Really glad to see it. And I'm looking forward to writing the sequel. I've been outlining it. I've been thinking about it a lot. And I'm really looking forward to it. We'll talk more about that as we go. Anyways, I'm going to get to work on this. And I will see you bright and early again tomorrow for our last full day in Paris before we fly back to America. And we'll only be in America for a couple of weeks. Don't freak out if you're freaking out. We'll be back. Don't you worry. I'll see you again tomorrow. Don't worry.